The Luderitz Nest Hotel, Kenning's car, van and truck hire, Namdeb and Chris Benz bring you the 9th edition of the Luderitz Speed Challenge. Namibia on the west coast of Africa holds a secret within a secret. The first secret is a spectacular place called Luderitz. And in the Luderitz second lagoon lies the second secret, the most amazing speed canal in the world. The Chris Benz Luderitz Speed Challenge is now in its 9th year and has so far claimed 75 national and 12 world records, making it the definitive speed sailing event in the world. Here's why. The world's best speed sailors use the world's most consistent racing winds to be blown down the world's best speed canal. Windsurfers and kite surfers race down this channel at speeds of 100 kilometers an hour, challenging the channel, the conditions, themselves, and the world to claim the title of fastest sailor on planet Earth. Sit back and relax as we take you into a world of record-breaking speeds, adrenaline-addicted riders, incredible creations, and incredible places. 2015 has been nothing short of remarkable, the year of the win. Out of a possible 42 racing days, the channel was opened for 19 days. An incredible forecast in the last week got the competition buzzing. The possibility of breaking the world record was very real. Magic Monday, the 2nd of November 2015, was to be one of the greatest days in the history of speed sailing. 2015
is definitely the year where the conditions are really positive to break world and national records for sure. Yeah.
Competitors such as the 22 times world champion Antoine Albeau, 41 times world champion Bjorn Dunkerbeck joined other speed sailors, both professionals and novices, to push the boundaries of speed sailing. There were legends from every corner of the globe.
I come to Luderitz to achieve higher speeds for myself. It's the fastest channel in the world at the moment. The wind is looking really promising, and I'm hoping the next couple of days we're going to get a combination with smooth water and really strong winds as well.
Competitor speeds are measured as an average over 500 meters. The rules state that the water needs to be 40 centimeters deep and riders need to be buoyant.
The key rule from the WSSRC is buoyancy and that they can float. In the event of a crash, that they can be rescued. This is not a sport for the light-hearted, and the amazing thing for a spectator at the channel is that it looks so easy because these guys are absolute professionals. But on the day when it's hectic, it's nothing less than absolutely extreme. The water at that speed is like tar. The salt pan is worse than tar. So with the balance of all of this, it's super, super extreme. And in an instant, in the frame of a camera, it goes ugly. There's no doubt in my mind that this is for the really, really, really tough and seriously prepared riders.
As with any event of this nature, a few tumbles and falls come with the territory.
Well, this is an extreme sport. Just got 6 stitches the other day, but I mean, I did some professional skiing back in my younger days, and when you crash there, you end up in a hospital anyway. So windsurfing is for sure an extreme sport. We crash so much, but we always crash in the water. Sometimes it happens you crash into the material, into your equipment, and then this is how you look after.
The channel is the brainchild of Sebastien Cattelan and should probably be called one of the 7 man-made wonders of the world. It is 1 kilometer long and dug by digger and by hand, a massive achievement. A high tide and strong northerly winds destroyed the channel 3 weeks before the start of the event, and quick work by the organizing team made sure everything was on track by the first few days of sailing.
Yeah, the channel is the best we ever had. You know, we're controlling the level of water with two big water pumps, and everything is what we need. You know, so we're brainstorming each other every morning to see what we can do the best. And so the best people are here, and that's really important, that fusion, you know, to be in the best place with the best people in the world. You know, the wind just increased day by day. That's the way you can just learn, train in a safe way. So it's really, really important for the performances to be safe, you know. So that's the best way to break records, to have like a long period of wind. And by the end of the cycle, the 2-3 last days will be the strongest for sure, with the best angle. So the water will be flat, and everybody will be like so confident, and everybody can go like flat box down the finish line. Everybody is going to take pleasure and have fun to break world record and go fast like they never did before.
It's a very specific area for speed surfing. It's easy to go fast on the canal, especially for me with my little template. It's very easiest for me to sail here than on the open sea. You make your run, a car come back here to the depot. It's very cool for me. Like this, I could make a lot of fun. It's very, very funny.
Windsurfing has been around for at least 50 years and is continually growing. This event adds to the growth of the sport.
Windsurfing is definitely one of the nicest outdoor ocean sport that you can do. It's an action sport, and it's an adventure sport. The sport is continuously growing every year. A good example is I posted a few things on Facebook this week that in 3 days already had 750,000 viewers and 4,500 likes. So it really shows that the speed windsurfing interests a lot of people. You know? Going fast has always been something that it's a big challenge, and it's fun, and we're going faster and faster and faster all the time.
During the first few days of the 6-week event, the winds were not strong and consistent enough to allow the windsurfers to tackle the records. The kite surfers, however, had no such issues. They performed from day one. French kite surfer Sebastien Cattelan was leading the first day with 50.7. Martin Halensky of Czech Republic broke his country's national kitesurfing record, ending his campaign on 43.52. Sylvain Hossini of France did more than 20 runs a day. His consistency and perseverance paid off, and he is currently leading the 2015 event with a highly impressive 53.04. Heidi Ulrich of Switzerland continued to improve, ending up with 37.21.
My first time here in Luderitz to compete on the channel. And now I beat my personal best record in the channel. My personal goal is to beat 40 knots, over 500 meters if possible.
The second lagoon where the canal has been dug is a wetland of international importance and supports an array of bird life and plant species. It's an amazing place to have fun, windsurfing or kite surfing. A good place to practice first and find your feet before heading to the speed canal. Weather plays a big part in the riders being able to push their performance. Sailing in Luderitz is warm. The riders don't need gloves or a hood or even booties. Just guts, determination, and a few screws loose normally does the trick.
Luderitz is very a beautiful place. It's really a beautiful small village in the middle of nowhere. I was here twice. Then I was always sailing in the lagoon. Last year I said I want to compete also on the channel. I want to try it. And now I did it, and it's very beautiful. It's great. It's an amazing feeling, really.
Luderitz, Namibia produced the most perfect conditions for the world's best speed sailors to break world speed records on the fastest speed sailing strip. It's also a place and event which brings together the recreational sailor with the professionals, so they can spend time with the top windsurfers and kiters to learn and improve and push their own personal performances.
We have a lot of great champions here, and every time they try to explain to us, okay, you must be take this position, modify that. I learned a lot this week, and I increased my level of speed surfing after these 2 weeks. I'm just less under 40 knots. And now it's 48.45. It's huge.
As a newcomer to the channel, his performance and improvements were incredible, and he almost broke the 50-knot barrier. Each week, new riders from around the globe fly and drive in to join the others already in Luderitz to attempt to break records. The usual warm-up runs in lighter winds are necessary for the new riders to get used to the channel. The more experienced riders achieve incredible speeds considering the light conditions. Antoine Albeau of France, the 22 times world champion, used a bigger 6.4 meter sail and achieved 49.94 at the beginning of the day in only 25 to 30 knots of wind. He was just over 2 knots off his own world record. Patrick Detem, the Italian record holder, achieved 49.79. Manfred Merle of Germany just missed the German national record of 48.82. Forecasts have revealed record conditions for next week. The riders are focused. They have all raced and practiced in moderate winds to be ready for the moment when it all comes together. They say size doesn't count, but in speed sailing it certainly does. Your sail size, your board size, and your body weight. Smaller sails are used in stronger winds. The lighter competitors add weights to make themselves heavier, and the boards are precisely made for speed.
Basically, the main difference in speedboards is the size makes a very big difference. So smaller you go, more control you have. Bigger you go, more you can do better speeds in the light winds. The shape itself, I always try to keep it the same. So let's say I have a double concave in 2V, I try to keep this through all the sizes. Yeah, the weight actually for windsurfers, I think from what I have tested is the lighter the better. And we have a sail which is pushing down the board anyway, and for me the lighter the better for sure.
So we had a really fantastic day yesterday. We broke a lot of records, and it will be for sure the same for the next few days. Good luck, guys!
The 4th week of the event, and the forecast looks incredible. After the morning skippers meeting, the riders get their gear ready and head out onto the channel. The winds were strong and ranged from 25 to 45 knots. Patrick Detem from Italy broke his national record to take the lead and came so close to the world record with 51.77. Karim Yagi smashed her Swiss record and is just short of the female world record in windsurfing.
That definitely were faster than ever I went in my life. So I still missed my big goal, the world record, by about a knot. But I think it was my first day. You have to approach it slowly. I think it's possible to do it on another good day.
Antoine Albeau did 54 runs in 2 days with consistently high speeds, topping out at 51.66.
It was really like apocalyptic in the morning because we had wind gusts up to 59 knots. So it was like amazing. I never saw this here in Luderitz. So we were all waiting. Then I decided maybe I should try, just to see. But the conditions were really radical because it was some chop on the channel, and this is hard for us. So I went there, and it was like my first 4 or 5 runs were like super hard to do, but I was still going like 48, 49 knots. And then we wait a little bit, and then the condition improved, and it was nicer and nicer, and I did a lot of runs. I did like a really good 51 knots, so now it was good, but we need a little bit better condition. To break the record will be easy. If you have the good run, all the best run I did, they were super nice, super easy, super smooth. You don't even you feel the speed, but you don't feel it hard. So I want this. I was really pushing. I really wanted to go really fast and try to beat my 52 or 5 knots. And you're on the edge, so if something happened, you just fall, you just catapulted, you just one time I touched the sandbank, so because you want to pass really close to the sandbank, so sometimes it's not enough water. So I had 2 big crashes. The first one was okay, I didn't feel nothing, but the second one was difficult. difficult. I feel okay, I feel tired because even the day before I did more than 20 runs, but you know the wind's gonna be here only for a few days, so you really need to push and to be there. So my tactic is if you do a lot of runs, maybe you get the good ones, you know, so I do a lot of runs. I just do a lot of runs and then I will recover on the next week when there's no wind.
Christian Bonnemann of Germany smashed the German national record with an amazing 50.2. The 3-times world record holder Thierry Bilac from France, the oldest competitor at 59, achieved 46.84 and ended at 49.94. At the end of the day, leading at this stage is Patrick Detem with 51.77. Antoine has one more day of racing before heading back to Europe and is hoping for an incredible last day's sailing. He will not be disappointed. Each year, the Luderitz kids have an amazing time with the annual Kids Fun Day. Stand-up pedal sessions in the channel, learning to windsurf with the champions, and some of their amazing sail art. Tug of war, sack racing, and general mayhem are what it's all about. Sweets, cool drinks and prizes all help to create a special day to be forever remembered. The wind doesn't always blow in Luderitz, and the downtime and rest sessions are welcomed by the riders.
Luderitz has got a special magic. Luderitz is very different to any other coastal town in Namibia. With its rocky shores, the sea that is so beautiful and clean. We've got old lava that has solidified, granite mixed in. You see the different color schemes in the mountains. You see the different layers.
I always tell that when I come here, half is the race and half is the place, half is the people, half is all the friends that I get here. I'm here because this was my dream since I was 20. My dream was to go as fast as I could. And I was dreaming about seeing one of those competitions in the canals in Europe back then. And now I happen to be here. It's just like, it's not a dream anymore because I've been here 4 times. It's something really, really special to me.
Also what they find here is they find the general hospitality good. They enjoy Luderitz being a small community. You meet most people in the town. Everybody knows, here we've got the sailors. They are back again, and that means the windy season has started.
Luderitz really is a special place, giving you a fresh perspective and a complete mind rejuvenation and soulful reminder of the joy of being present with unique, untamed experiences. Magic Monday, unique and untamed. The 2nd of November 2015 showed the full potential of the Luderitz Speed Canal. The forecast was for strong winds, the canal was perfect, and the riders were ready. It was going to take every bit of skill and courage to stay in control and aim for the world records.
The predictions are insane.
It looks really good. So I'm really excited to jump in the water.
It's going to be a nice challenge, and I just hope that you're going to get a few good hours of good sailing.
Try and get out there while the wind's still a little bit light, just to kind of dial myself back in, you know?
Antoine was first off, and with the winds around 30 to 35 knots, his first run came in over 50 knots, setting the bar high for the day. He raced back to the start and did 3 runs before anyone else even got into the water. Patrick Detem had a cruisy 43 and then ramped up to 51 to take the lead for the day. Farrell O'Shea took to the water and on his fourth run managed a 49.99, closer to the mythical 50 knots you do not get. At this stage, the wind was getting stronger and stronger, and pretty soon the channel was a frothing sea of dust and wind. With 40 to 50 knots of wind, the water surface remained flat, a key element in the success of the speed challenge. Antoine had been perfecting everything and was ready for anything. He had already done 10 runs. He waited for a gust and launched himself down the canal. His skill, determination and experience all came together with the wind, flat water and his incredible skills to send him into the record books with a new world record of 52.41. An amazing achievement, pushing the seemingly impossible limits even further.
Today was amazing. With the wind kicked in, the sand was flying everywhere. You know, like it was like up to 50 knots of wind. But it was apocalyptic, I think, because I was really inside, so I didn't really see outside. You know, but I think for the people who were watching, it was unbelievable.
And that was not the end of the records. Karin Yagi achieved a new female world record with 46.31.
I think I was improving every run a little bit. I always thought I need a little bit more wind, a little bit more wind, a little bit more wind, but I think that's the run when you're actually fast, because you're in control. You think, oh, I can handle a bit more, I can handle a bit more, and then it's actually the perfect run. If you think, oh, this is crazy, then it's too much. So I think it was a very good run, yeah.
Farrell O'Shea had a blistering last run that saw him set another British record with 51.20.
I had a chat with Antoine in the box. I was really stacked up. I had a few goes at the start, but too windy, and I made it round the corner, and sometimes it looked a little flat ahead, so I just thought, let's go. Huh? It's rock and roll. Huh? If you're on it for the day, and there's a time when you've just got to keep going, and maybe today was that. When I get back to the hotel, the first thing I'm going to drink, of course, is a good old cup of tea.
Boris Vujasinovic set a new Croatian record with an excellent 48.99 knots. With the perfect conditions, Patrick de Tem also broke the old world record and became the second windsurfer ever to go over 52 knots average over 500 meters.
Today it was another experience because it was the windiest day we ever went speed sailing. Today I just went for the flow, just with the flow, and I was like, okay, just go.
Antoine did an amazing 32 runs on that historical day, finishing with a new windsurfing record of 53.27 knots.
I managed to beat my record like 17 times, okay? And then at the end I was like kicking at 52 knots every time, and 53 and 53 and 52, 51, 52. A lot of runs. On some run I think I did like 2-3 runs. I couldn't see where I was going. I was more or less like feeling where I had to go with the wind, you know, and it was difficult. It was dangerous sometimes. I touched one time, but I didn't fall one time, so I'm pretty happy because it was super easy to crash today. 53 knots. 53 is a big step. It's a big step, and I could see today that the 54 is close and it's feasible.
Magic, maniacal, magnificent Monday will never be forgotten by speed sailors from around the world. The last week of the challenge was a wind feast for the riders, who now have an opportunity once again to go for the world record.
Like epic out there. It's going to be a nuke fest.
The forecast was for 10 days in a row. Andrew Redfern of Fiji broke his national record 2 times and finally achieved 41.89 knots. The Namibian record in windsurfing was broken 3 times by an ecstatic Matthias Roger with 50.91 knots.
I had a good slingshot around the corner and was really locked in at the starting gate, and it just felt all the way good. Got into the finishing line, looked at the GPS, and I knew that definitely was a good time. So yeah, it was a good run.
Patrick de Tem had some amazing runs before a fall near the start almost put an end to his challenge. He came back and on the last day managed a great run of 51.31. A new South African record in windsurfing was achieved by a very determined Mark Grinnell as he cannonballed down the strip to finish off with 51.83 knots, the third fastest time in the world. 41 times world champion Bjorn Dunkerbeck flew through the start, built massive momentum and ended with 49.99. Sebastien Cattelan, the first sailor ever to reach 50 knots, came through with an incredible 53.66, the fastest time of the competition, just ahead of the windsurfers who seem to be slowly creeping closer year by year. What an incredible event, pushing boundaries and limits beyond what has been done before, claiming new world records, new national records, opening up the possibilities of going faster, faster, faster. The 9th edition of the Luderitz Speed Challenge was brought to you by the Luderitz Nest Hotel, Kennings Car, Van and Truck Hire, Namdeb, and Chris Benz.